What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another post-game recap. As unfortunately, we lose to the Milwaukee Bucks, man, 111 to 104. Very unfortunate start to this game. I feel like we lost this game in the first half. Three main people on the Lakers are the reason why we lost this game. But obviously, it's a team loss, and you can't blame it on one particular person. But, man, very sloppy start. I'm gonna start with the positives. The positives: we fought back, we fought hard, and we showed we can compete with this team. Because in the first half, it was looking like they were gonna smoke us. So that was very tough to watch in the first half. Second half, we fought back, we showed our prowess. Again, we've been a second half team, but unfortunately, we fell into a bad habit this season of trailing in the first half and then coming back based off of our talent, and I knew it would come back to bite us versus elite teams. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to announce that the Milwaukee Bucks are the real deal, but you guys already knew that. That's why they have the 25th and 4 record, and we have the 24 and 5 record. You got to give credit where credit is due. Yanis, he looked like Giannis a Curry tonight. I mean, when he's hitting shots like that, there's nothing you can do. You have to give them credit, man. And again, their length really bothered us to the tune of LeBron turning the ball over 10 times. Now to the negatives. Frank Vogel, this is one of his worst games coaching. He left Rondo out there way too long when Rondo was getting shut down. His jump shot hasn't been falling since he came back from injury. And tonight they basically froze him out. They got him out of the lane, and they forced him to be a shot maker, and he kept turning the ball over. Horrible rotations by Frank Vogel. I think tonight would have been perfect to put in combo guards, guys like Quinn Cook, or even stretch guys like Troy Daniels who could spread the floor and make things easier in the paint for LeBron, who really, really struggled. So that's the three people that really messed this up for us tonight were LeBron, because he had too many turnovers and he wasn't aggressive enough. He settled for way too many three-pointers, in my opinion. Frank Vogel, because the rotations were off. We switched way too often, and often got mismatched onto Yanis, where he was able to eat and destroy. And the third one is Rondo, because Rondo, since he's come back from injury, he hasn't looked the same. And even though he's an elite passing point guard, sometimes we need him to knock down that shot to stretch the floor. And when him and LeBron are out there and he's not knocking down that shot, he becomes a liability on both ends of the floor. So, getting all that off my chest, man, I was really disappointed with that first half. I knew we lost the game in the first half after watching that first half. I was like, this is not one of those teams you can actually fight back versus. You're going to exasperate way too much energy trying to come back on the Milwaukee Bucks. They have way too much length. They have shot makers like Chris Middleton. And by the way, I did mention in pregame how George Hill or any other no-name guy was not supposed to get off. George Hill averages 10 points a game. We gave up 20 plus to George Hill. We gave up 15 to Wesley Matthews. That's all recipes for disaster, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because this could have been a winnable game. This could have been a very winnable game had we just started off right. But unfortunately, like I said, we lost it in the first half. And now heading over to the comment section, I see Lakers Squad. She said, IDGAF, something got to give. Rondo and that weak-ass bench got to go. I feel you, Lakers Squad. I will admit this. We do need another perimeter defender out there, because every night, every team we play looks like the Golden State Warriors, man. You have Wesley Johnson just knocking down shots. Yanis looking like I said, Steph Curry. And then you had DiVincenzo. You have all these up-and-coming, no-name players knocking down shots, and our perimeter is looking very, very weak. Our communication, I was there earlier in the season. Again, I don't know if it's because Avery Bradley it's not as healthy as he was before injury or what it is, but our perimeter's defense has been really, really bad, and it's unfortunate that that they continue to struggle like this because we haven't made the adjustments. And like I said, I told you guys pregame, if we play sloppy like we've done the previous 2 games, we will lose. This is not a team to be played with. This is an official contender. We saw tonight they have all this length, athleticism, versatility. We mentioned how they shoot great threes. They did that. How they rebound the ball and use their length to play defense. They did that. They basically outplayed us in the first half in every facet of the game. Second half, shout out to my boy AD, man, coming off an injury, just killed it, kept us in the game. Danny Green actually stepped up tonight. We need more of that from him in the future because he needs to be consistent. Danny Green had 21. points. Anthony Davis with his 36 and 10. And LeBron James had a solid 11 assist, 21-point game. But the turnovers, man, LeBron has to be a lot smarter when we're playing elite teams. And this is something I get concerned with LeBron James. So far this season, that's 2 big-time games we needed LeBron to show up where he didn't. The first one was the Clipper game, and this is the second one that I can remember. We don't need LeBron to beat Kobe, but we need him to have an MVP-type caliber performance versus teams like these. And that's just the honest truth. Don't kill me, LeBron stans. I'm just keeping it 100. But obviously, it's not all on LeBron's shoulders. Our bench was atrocious, and it's starting with Rondo. Dwight Howard didn't make his mark tonight. He got too many fouls. The refs were obviously atrocious, but they're like that every night, so I shouldn't even mention them. Thanks, Jameson. I appreciate you, bro. He said, when the threes are not falling, stop taking them. I agree with you there. And obviously, Frank Vogel's rotations need to get tweaked, man. They need to get tweaked. Frank Vogel's rotations need to get tweaked. Now, so earlier in the season, I praised him because he was doing the right situational matchups and substitutions. This game right here pretty much kind of exposed him a little bit because it would have been perfect. Instead of Rondo to have somebody like Quinn Cook who can knock down shots and get hot. Somebody like Troy Daniels. If you're not going to use them, then you might as well package both of them and get a defender. Get like a Jay Crowder or something because we can use another wing defender. We're really thin there. I agree with you, Jovan. So, I mean, tonight, somebody mentioned this in pregame. It was going to expose who needed to make a trade. The Lakers, if not a trade via free agency or whatever, but we need to add one more wing defender. Iguodala would obviously be the perfect fit there. But according to reports, the Memphis Grizzlies are playing hardball, and they don't want to give up Iggy to the Lakers via trade or cut him as a free agent. So I don't know what's going to happen. Kuzma would have been the difference. I agree with you, Reed. Kuzma would have made a difference. However, Kuzma's not healthy, so we can't count on him right now. No excuses, though. We lost this game in the first half, like I mentioned, and we needed bigger games from the bench, LeBron, and Frank Vogel. To me, those 3 things lost the game right there. You can't have 10 turnovers, LeBron. Now when you're going up against an MVP candidate like Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, that's a big no-no. He needs to take care of the ball a little bit more. But then again, to be fair to LeBron, this is the last game of a 5-game tough road trip, and it looked like his legs weren't there tonight. And remember, he is older. I'm not saying father time is there. Obviously, I'm just saying his stamina is not going to be the same as a young Buck player, right? So tonight he looked a little tired. He looked like he's ready, already thinking about the Christmas presents, ready to go home and do some maybe late Christmas shopping. And it's not an excuse, but that's unfortunately what it looked like tonight. Not a serious knock on LeBron because he's been great this season, but that's 2 games where we needed him where he hasn't shown up. Again, that's the Clippers and the Bucks. Those are 2 teams that just gonna talk the most. Like LeBron he's lucky that this game. Actually, no, he's not lucky. This game happened on Thursday, so they're gonna slander the heck out of him on Friday, starting with Skip Bayless. I know he's gonna have a field day over there. And there's nothing I can say to defend LeBron because he did have a horrible game. So, I mean, it is what it is. Jameson, what's up, bro? He said, did Quinn Cook do something to be in the doghouse? I have no clue. Maybe he hasn't been playing great defense or I don't know what. But unfortunately for me, I have to get left with a bad taste in my mouth. Tomorrow's my birthday, and I'm going to be thinking of this loss. So that sucks. But, hopefully we win. Going back on Sunday, we play the Denver Nuggets. That's another tough team. The first game was tough. This one's going to be tough as well. But hopefully we're able to get that win, man, and we got to bounce back here. We're 24-5, nothing to panic about. But there is definitely a lot of room for improvement. Again, we need LeBron to show up to the big games. We need Coach to fix his rotations. Tonight would have been, like I said, perfect to have some shooters out there, and he did it. He left Rondo out there way too much. He said, Blunt, since 92, said, LeBron James played great triple-double, need to trade Rondo. Well, actually, yeah, LeBron, look, triple-doubles are overrated. We needed LeBron to attack the rim and be a little bit more aggressive and to not turn the ball over. If you give him a triple-double with 10 turnovers, that's not a good thing. But he played okay. I'll give him the okay. But we don't need okay LeBron. We need MVP LeBron for tonight. We need him to get on Anthony Davis level as far as aggression. Anthony Davis was excellent. And I thought he wasn't going to show up tonight because of his ankle, right? And so if that guy could show up through injury, LeBron needs to show up as well. He needs to match that. The rotation was bad tonight. Rondo stayed out there way too long. And if you didn't watch the game, then that's not my fault. But Rondo stayed out there way too long, and we got stagnant. And look, honestly, to be honest, this was one of Rondo's worst games because he was just dribbling, and he wasn't shooting. He wasn't trying to lay the ball up. That's a recipe for disaster. So trade Rondo and Caruso for Derrick Rose. He said LeBron turns the ball over too much in the fourth period. He said, why can't Talon Horton Tucker get on the court? Because he's playing the G League, I guess. He said Frank Vogel is starting to look like Luke Walton. Nah, I wouldn't go that far, Reed. Definitely not. Frank Vogel's still a great coach. He just, to me, tonight wasn't his night as far as matching up and all that. So, yeah, he's going to have to make adjustments on the fly, but hopefully he learns something from today's loss. If you lose and don't learn nothing from it, then it's wasted. But if you learn from it, then it wasn't all for nothing. Turtle Tank, thank you, bro. He said LeBron didn't necessarily play bad. Bench kept missing, passing up shots. Speaking of which, our bench didn't show up at all. I agree. Our bench was the main culprit tonight, man. But that length, you got to give credit to the Bucks. That length really bothered them. It really did. Not just LeBron, but the bench as well. Like, they couldn't score on the length, and the Bucks are the number one defense in the league for a reason. They showed why tonight. So we have to give credit where credit is due. Is that I wanted to get Kyle Korver this offseason, but we passed. That dude is money. He's good at shooting threes, but we actually need more of a wing defender than three-point shooting. Now, our threes have been streaky. There's games where we look amazing and games like tonight where we can't hit the side of a barnyard brick. So I don't think our three-point shooting is as bad as it looked. It's just that there was no spacing tonight. And obviously the Bucks match up extremely well versus us. They use their length to bother us, get into passing lanes, and just disrupt all of our offense. He said dump Dudley and Cousins and get another big. We'll see what happens, man. The Lakers have options. Let's see what they do moving forward. We know LeBron is very smart, and he's going to talk to the front office about maybe one more move. I don't know. He said LeBron only had 4 turnovers. Dan, he played average. Yeah, when I say 10, I'm being sarcastic, but those turnovers were costly, man. Dan, this was all on LeBron. I'm sorry. Now, nothing is ever all on one player. That's one thing I want you guys to learn. Like, one player is not going to play all 5 positions. It's a team sport. Thanks for the donation, by the way, guys. But to be honest, you can't pin it on one person, not one coach, not one player, nothing. Now, they could take portions. They could take portions of the blame, but you can't blame it all on one player at all. John Press, thank you, bro. He said, DTLF, do you recall Johnny P have been saying that the Lakers will win this year for many years? Don't despair. We'll be champs this year. I still believe in this team, man. I really do. Think about this. We only lost by, 5 points with LeBron playing a subpar game and the bench being non-existent and Kuzma being injured. But again, no excuses. We have to come out and play these big games, period. But I thank you for the donation, bro. I appreciate you. She said, happy birthday. Sleep this off. I feel your pain. Thank you so much, Kat. I appreciate that. We need JJ or a good 3 and D player. Iggy would fit the role perfect. I agree with the Iguodala one. JJ's contract is just too big. If that's the case, I'd rather trade for someone like Drew Holiday. If anything, I'm starting to notice that even though LeBron can be great at facilitating and playing point, he gets really tired, man. He really looked gassed there during this game. Maybe because when you play the point, you always have guards and wings trailing you and bumping you and all this stuff. So maybe we could use another ball handling guard that could also stretch the floor. Drew Holiday would obviously fit perfectly, but his asking price is going to be too big. Maybe somebody cheaper with a similar type of game, but it's going to be tough because a wing defender should be the number one priority. It should be the number one priority. Wing defenders. He said Caruso needs to go, not a real point guard. Nah, I wouldn't trade Caruso, man. I like the way he plays. And I get it. He had an off night tonight, and so did the rest of the bench. You don't make knee-jerk reactions like that because you're going to learn to regret those. He said Lakers should have kept Svi. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I never wanted to trade him. I was a little puzzled by Magic Johnson's trade. That one and the Zubats trade really kind of got me. Now, Reggie Bullock was nice, but it wasn't like we were contending that year, so that was an unnecessary trade. We should have kept that young piece. He said, where was Kostas Antetokounmpo at? I have no idea, man. The New Orleans Pelicans are not trading Drew Holiday to the Lakers, LOL. That's what I said. Now, I said he would be perfect, not saying that, we were going to get him, obviously. But I know your ears perked up on that moment, but to keep it 100, yes, I don't expect anybody to help us out via trade. Our best case is going to be maybe via buyout. Somebody gets bought out and we're lucky enough to scoop them up, then that might be the best way to upgrade. But I'd be shocked if anybody tries to help us at all. He said LeBron's scared in the fourth for his whole career. No, I wouldn't say that. He's been closing out games for us this season. So he's been legit. It's just, unfortunately, that's the second game this year that I can point to and say, well, he kind of disappeared offensively. We needed at least a 30-point game from him. He said, Dan, should the Lakers running offense like the triangle offense? No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't run the triangle offense because you need basically to run it through the post, and then you need a bunch of shooters to space the floor. I understand that will work with Anthony Davis, but you don't want to limit AD's face-up game and just park him in the post. You want him to be able to face up, drop step, do everything from the paint. And also, we don't have, Danny Green has been inconsistent thus far this year. You need a point guard like Derek Fisher, somebody who can catch and shoot and knock down shots, to be able to play that type of offense. So, I would say no to that. He said Chris Paul would be nice on the Lakers. Oh, by the way, guys, if the stream automatically ends, it's windy outside, and it says my connection is unstable, so I apologize beforehand if this thing just cuts off out of the blue. He said we need to win versus the Clippers. Absolutely, man. After these two losses, we got to be hungry for a dub. We got to take out the Nuggets and the Clippers coming up. So once we beat the Clippers, all will be right with the world. And you know what annoys me the most is that the media keeps saying the Clippers are better. Like Charles Barkley didn't waste any time in the first half after we were getting destroyed to mention how he believes the Clippers are the best team in the West. Well, the record doesn't say it. So stop saying that. Seriously, man. Seriously, they got to stop all that disrespect. As long as the record ain't better than ours, shut up with this whole Clipper talk. For all I know, they could be the third, fourth, fifth best team in the West right now. Not our best night, but let's put our focus to the future. Yes, I'm still very optimistic. Again, we played a horrible first half, and we're so talented. We come back in the second half. If we just start piecing full 4 quarters together, it's a wrap. But that's just the key right there, man. We're getting too sloppy in the first half, and we can afford to do that versus mediocre or subpar teams. But versus elite teams like the Bucks, no way. I mentioned it. I said even before the game was over, I said I'm going to go and break it down for you guys in the recap. I basically called a loss before the loss even happened, simply because I didn't see a good enough push in that fourth quarter for us to win. The third quarter looked nice, but then the fourth quarter, the way we started the first couple of minutes, I knew the game was over. And they just exerted so much energy, it's impossible to come back versus a team like the Bucks when you're down by so much, man. It's not impossible, but it's damn near impossible. And that's basically, I never like to mail it in. I always believe in the Lakers, but tonight was a different story, man. They showed me something else. The effort wasn't all the way there, besides Anthony Davis. But it is what it is. Look, at the end of the day, Lakers take their L like champs. We finished the road trip 3-2. Not bad. I wanted to be 4-1 at least, but 3-2, hey, beggars can't be choosers, right? It was a tough road trip. And the NBA, they screwed us over by putting the Bucks at the end of the road trip. I wish they would have put them at the beginning when we had our legs under us and all our energy. But, again, no excuses. They get the win. Hats off to them, and move on to the next one. King Mamba LA said 4 points for the bench is unbelievable. Again, credit to the Bucks, man. The Bucks really, their bench did a great job on our bench defensively. They have a lot of length over there, and they know how to use it. So that's credit to them. But, yes, our bench has to be a lot better than that if we're going to win the championship. Again, we miss Kyle Kuzma. He's an instant microwave, man. He can get hot. He can be having a whole bad game, and then boom, here comes 2 to 3 straight 3-pointers in a row, and then here comes Kuz. So, you're just being honest, D, we're going to come back harder. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I just wish we would have got a dub, man, so I could enjoy the rest of my birthday tomorrow. But, with family around, you tend to forget these horrible things. Dan, who is paying these refs? I don't know what kind of agenda, the NBA has against the Lakers, but it's ridiculous. We can't get charge calls. They get ticky-tack fouls, man. It's insane. I don't know. I don't understand it. Like they were so quick to get us into foul trouble, and Giannis getting away with blocking fouls and stuff. I don't know. But at the end of the day, we got to play through it, man, because nobody's going to sit here and feel sorry for the Lakers who have 16 championships. There's so much hate out there in this world for the Lakers, like so much hate because we've won a lot. It's called jealousy, right? It's like if you're at work and you get promoted, your coworkers are going to hate on you. They're going to talk smack. They're going to say you're a douchebag. They're going to say this and they're going to say that. I haven't been promoted, nor do I want to work for a company, but I've seen it by firsthand. But it's called hate. They don't want to see you progress. And that's what it is with the Lakers, man. We've been so progressive throughout our history that everybody's trying to take us down. Mark Cuban, all these people just hate, and they do it in plain sight. So these refs are no exception. I don't know what their agenda is. I don't know if they're winning bet money or what, but it is what it is. We got to play, swim against the current. He said LeBron had to play the whole game. Nah, it's not even about how much he played. It's just about, he has to be a lot smarter, know when to attack, know when to drive and kick. If your teammates are off, you got to take it upon yourself as an MVP candidate to try to take over this game. His jump shot has been falling this year, but I noticed when he's flat-footed, it doesn't fall. So how about trading Rondo and Cousins for a younger wing defender who can score, maybe Jordan McRae? I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of trade the Lakers are going to make. I don't know. The rumor mill doesn't really have us anywhere right now at all. So I'm curious to see. Sometimes it's the ones that aren't rumored that happen anyways. But I'm curious to see what the Lakers are looking forward to doing moving forward. Again, my best bet is going to be free agency. When the vets start getting cut by tanking teams, maybe somebody like Trevor Ariza would be so solid for the Lakers, man, even at his age. Because we could have used the wing defender that could use his length. Because on a night like tonight, where Yanis is just shooting over everybody, it's damn near physically impossible to stop him. But if we had some more length, man, some more players that could contest shots, then maybe it would have made a bit of a difference. I don't know. Dan, the only thing that will make me happy tonight is if the Slippers losing. Yeah, I hope the Rockets take them down. Seriously. The Rockets, though, to me, are the biggest question mark team out there in the league. Like, you just never know what version of them is going to show up. They could be the trash version or, the good version. So we'll see. Yeah, Iman Shumpert's another good option. I agree, Lakers squad. And we have options, but Rob Pelinka just has to sit down. I think he has to sit around an AD, and they have to confer together and kind of feel out what the roster needs and make the adjustment. It's just like a minor tweak. Again, I don't want to make trades, but if we have to, let's just say, for example, we're not using Quinn Cook and Troy Daniels, because they're not using them. The last, this whole road trip, they used them very sparingly. If that's the case, maybe you can package them and somebody else and try to get somebody like a Jay Crowder or something like that, right? Maybe. I'm not saying that I'm just throwing out a name. I'm not saying that his name's on the rumor mill or whatever. But I'm just saying maybe there's an option out there. Somebody who could play some wing defense and knock down a wide open shot. That's what we need. He said, Dan, I don't like how our offense is flowing. We're just swinging the ball around and trying to get it to AD. Everyone knows what we're doing, and no one else is trying to create a shot. Again, I agree with you. And that's where we might need to infuse some instant offense. Now, I hope that when Kuzma comes back and he's healthy, he gets inserted at some point into the starting lineup, because I think that'll really help us get off the quicker starts. Kuzma is the spark plug type of player that when he gets it going early on, he becomes very lethal throughout the game. So basically you have to activate him. Very similar to KCP, except KCP is more undersized. Dan, does Rondo have a no trade clause? I have no clue. That's a good question. If somebody could figure that out right now, that'd be great. But I don't see why they would give him a no trade clause, but you never know. He said, I trade Kyle Kuzma for Brandon Ingram. Jokes. That's not going to happen, guys. He said, I don't know. Yanis shoots better than AD. I mean, tonight it looked that way, right? Tonight it has looked that way, but I still take AD over Yanis, man, right now. Now, Yanis is just so fun to watch. He's so athletic. He can do it all. He can finish with either hand. He's lanky. He's basically like a 6'10" Russell Westbrook as far as explosion goes. And then if he has that consistent three-point shot, game over for whoever's playing him that night. But I still don't believe in that three-point shot. I think come playoff time, they're going to force him to show it. And if he doesn't show it, well, he's going to shoot his team right out of games. But that could just be me hating because he beat me. All I can say is hats off to Giannis, man. He is a true MVP candidate, and he deserves all the praise he's getting. And LeBron's going to get destroyed tomorrow. I'm not even looking forward to tune in to the sport talk shows, man. It's my birthday, and I don't want to hear no Laker negativity, so I'm not even going to tune in, to be honest with you guys. I normally I tune in just to see, objective or want to be objective points of views, but not tomorrow, man. It's going to be a bloodbath for LeBron James. I already know. I don't want to see that. He said, Bucks ain't doing nothing in the playoffs. I hope you're right, because Giannis truly scared me tonight. The way he looked invincible. And if he could do that in the playoffs, then that might just be the finals matchup we're looking at. But I agree, the playoffs are a different animal. Some players, they go off in the regular season, and then come playoff time, teams are so smart, they find defensive ways to shut down that whatever is working for them. So he said Giannis is the best player in the league right now. Respect. We'll see, because to me, the best player in the league is determined in the playoffs. So we'll see. He looks that way tonight, but we'll see. I still take AD, man. I still take AD. I love what AD did for us tonight. Just because we lost, honestly, doesn't change the fact that, look, Anthony Davis had 36 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, 5 assists. Compared to Giannis's numbers, he had 34 points, 7 assists, and 11 rebounds. So they're on par. As far as players go, man, we're very blessed to have AD. I'm serious. We're very blessed. And AD has shown up during most of the big games. So he said the Lakers need a bench like the Clippers got. Not necessarily the same way, because there's not a Lou Williams floating around. I know some people like to compare Jamal Crawford, but Jamal Crawford is more of an ISO scorer, where Lou Williams likes to draw fouls, get in the lane, and do a little bit of different things there. Our bench truly needs an elite Kyle Kuzma. And what I mean by that is we need the type of bench. We need a Kyle Kuzma from the first 2 seasons. A healthy Kyle Kuzma, one that's fearless, one that's taking and making shots. That's what we need. If he can do that for us, then our bench will be even better than most benches in the league. But without a healthy Kyle Kuzma, this bench is really going to struggle, because Rondo's not really a scorer. Caruso, streaky. Quinn Cook and Troy Daniels, they haven't played much. So who's going to be our bucket grabber when we go to the bench if it ain't Kuzma, right? He said Derrick Rose, he is cheap. I would love Derrick Rose. Do I think they're going to trade him? I don't know. Our offense is one-dimensional. I just think we need to play more pick and rolls with LeBron and AD. Well, I don't see enough of them, especially in the starting lineup. And our offense ain't one-dimensional. Did you see the opening play to the start of the game? I was not one-dimensional offense, man. That was a well-executed play to start the game. My thing is they staggered us defensively. They did a great job. Got to give them credit sometimes, man. Got to give them credit. I'll take a couple more questions before I get off, guys. I got work tomorrow on my birthday, unfortunately, but I got to go to work. Got to get paid. He said, we are doing fine. All the NBA teams are playing like us, are playing us like the playoff game. George killed us. I feel you on that, but we still got to step it up, man. Big games like these are a must-win. I appreciate you, Supreme Highlights. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thanks for the kind thoughts. It's all about matchups. I agree. We need to match up properly, and that's on coach. Tonight we didn't do that. We switched too often. We let Rondo guard Yanis. That's a big no-no. He said bench can't take 9 shots total. Agree with that as well. Peace, T. Be blessed in your B-Day. Thank you so much, T. I appreciate you. Thank you all for the birthday wishes, man. I appreciate you guys, man. And like I said, unfortunately, we take our L, but we take our L like champs. And we're going to learn from this, hopefully, and get better. That's what the Lakers got to do, man. For the rest of you guys, though, have a great night, guys. Again, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Should I do pre-game and post-game the next day when I go to the Laker game? Or should I do the vlog instead and then upload it during the course of the week? Because, again, I'll be working that week, and I'm going to be extremely busy. So I'm not sure. Or should I just go and enjoy the game and take the day off? I don't know, guys. I'll see what I'll do, but I'll keep you guys posted. Keep it locked right here. Everything Lakers, guys. We take an L, but we move on to the next one. Denver Nuggets up next. Hopefully, we're able to bounce back at home. We need this win. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that like button. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a great night.